All hail Biafra. This is Biafra Liberation Army Network coming to you again. Please do subscribe, like, share, and comment.
Now, let me explain this to you, my people. We have listen, where I started from telling you that we now have what is happening right now, both in Biafra Liberation Movement and in Biafra land and the zoo at large, is the biggest storm in the history of Biafra liberation or agitation that is going to give birth to Biafra independence. And it's going to happen it's going to happen in this our time now, in this recent time now. It's going to happen in a jiffy. It's going to happen in a jiffy. But it will only happen in a hurry if we maintain only, not just if, only if we maintain the momentum. Pay very good attention, my people. It's going to happen very, very soon. Remember where I'm coming from. Only if we maintain the momentum. But it's going to delay. If it's to come, if it's to happen, it will definitely happen. Biafra will come, whether we like it or not, whether anybody likes it or not. Biafra will come. It doesn't matter how they play the politics, Biafra will come. It doesn't matter how they delay it, Biafra will come. So, but I'm saying that the only thing out of this very big storm happening now in Biafra movement, which is going to give birth to Biafra independence very, very soon. This very, very soon, it has, in fact, it comes into two different ways. The first one, it will give birth to Biafra independence as soon as possible, depending on how we manage and maintain the momentum, or else it will stop Biafra from coming right now. Not that it's going to stop Biafra from coming completely, but it's just going to stop Biafra from coming now. So it's going to delay Biafra. Instead of coming now, it will come later. Are you getting me? So now that is one part of it. Then the other part of it is that this very storm that is happening now is either brings Biafra now or delays Biafra to the next generation. Very, very important. What I'm explaining today, I haven't explained it before. Thank you so much, Cliffy Bear, thank you for your super chat. I appreciate you. All right, we continue. Now, what I'm saying, please, if you want to give me super chat, if you can try to write something under it, I will appreciate, so I can read your comment. Very, very important. When I appreciate you, I would like to read your comment, even if it's to tell me well done. It is okay, so that I can be able. I like it when I appreciate you and I read your comment at the same time. It gives me joy. So we continue. Now, you see this very storm happening now. It comes in two different ways. If they succeed, they will push the Biafra restoration, the coming of Biafra, to the next generation. If it's to come, Biafra will come. Nobody can stop it because it is God's project. But if they fail, then it's going to bring Biafra now, as we have planned, as the government in exile has planned. Now, having told you this, let me begin the dissection of what I have said. Now, you see, the storm, the biggest storm, which is going on now, which is happening now in the Biafra agitation, is that the vultures are gathering. They want to change the ideology of what we are doing or what we are fighting for into a different thing. And they don't just want to change the ideology, but they will come with enormous pressure. I want you to listen and listen very, very good. If you may, please write everything that I'm saying right now. Write it down. Write them on a sheet of paper, if you may. So, what am I trying to say? The vultures are gathering. The jackals, the hyenas, they are all gathering. The white dog, they are all gathering. The bull, the elephant, they are all gathering. And you know what? They are gathering for one purpose. If you haven't liked or shared the broadcast, please endeavor to do so. I want this very broadcast to go very, very viral. Extremely viral. I want it to go very, very viral. It's going to be very, very important. So those vultures, jackals, hyenas, and all of them gathering at the moment should listen and know that I'm a farmer. And not whenever I'm a chefa. Now, these vultures and hyenas who are gathering, they are not just gathering, they are not just trying to change the ideology, but they are gathering with speed. They are gathering with their own ideas. They are gathering with enormous pressure. And this enormous pressure will be heaped on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Listen and listen very, very attentively, my people. This enormous pressure that they are coming with will be heaped on one man, which is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And through Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they will get to us, all of us. I want you to pay attention. Through Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, which the whole pressure is heaping on, they will get to us. But, there is but there, very big but, B-U-T, capital B-U-T, but. When they get to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, it is 50-50. It's either Mazi Nnamdi Kanu succumbs to the pressure, because the pressure will be very, very huge. I'm going to explain the pressure to you. So it's either Mazi Nnamdi Kanu succumbs to the pressure or overcomes the pressure. I don't know if you are listening. Now, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu succumbing to the pressure will not stop the coming of Biafra, but it's going to cause chaos worse than what we passed through in the hands of the DOS before we defeated them and gave them vote of no confidence. It will be chaos. The chaos will be intense. If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu succumbs to the pressure, it's going to cause very big chaos in the freedom that we are pursuing. But if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu defeats the pressure, then it's not just going to give a boost to what we are doing, but it's going to alleviate a lot of minds to what we are doing. But it will also cause a lot of pain to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Pay attention, please. Now, having explained, remember the last word, is going to cause a lot of pain to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Remember that. Now, let me start explaining this pressure. The pressure is this. After the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the Biafra Republic government in exile that we have today, which started with autopilot, managed to keep the struggle managed to hold the struggle up there. Now, we did not allow the struggle to fall. Meanwhile, by the time these whole things were happening, all these vultures, jackals, and hyenas were watching why their boys that they recruited paid humongous amount of money in order to destroy the struggle. Since they have gotten the leader, they sat back and watched all of us battle it out, media-wise, and of course on ground. They didn't say anything. They didn't do anything. They were just watching, believing that their boys that they recruited have the capacity to defeat us, the genuine ones. They forgot that the truth is only thing that stands the test of time. So, as we defeated them, their boys, gave them vote of no confidence, they now saw that their boys that they recruited and paid humongous amount of money have failed to do their bidding. Now they have come out en masse. They have come out en masse trying to thwart what we are doing, trying to destroy what we are doing with their own ideology. Now, let me begin the explanation. The pressure is this. Since they have seen that we have succeeded in holding up the struggle without letting it fall and die completely, which was the sole target of kidnapping Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, to destroy the agitation for Biafra, to stop the Biafra from coming, in order for them to keep on their criminal activities in Nigeria, for them to keep on impoverishing the poor masses, the majority of the Biafran people, so that they keep on making us, stealing our money, the public fund, robbing us, destroying our lives, sending youth to the early grave. This is what they wanted. Buying houses in Dubai, London, Europe, America, living large, while the poor keep suffering. This is what they wanted. But we have made it impossible for them to achieve this goal. Then they have come out right now. Now, they started in trying to get Mazi Simon Ekpa to succumb. It failed woefully because Mazi Simon Ekpa never given them any attention. You all heard Maxwell. You all heard what Maxwell said. Maxwell said that he traveled to Europe, went to Belgium to see the Prime Minister. No, he went to Germany. Then the Prime Minister told him, let us see in Belgium. He waited in Belgium. Finally, he couldn't see the Prime Minister. Rather, Prime Minister told him, let us speak on phone. They spoke on phone. The Prime Minister told him that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said whatever he said, why AK-47 is on his head. Therefore, he cannot listen. So, that very statement broke the camel's back. So, now, they tried everything they could. The Prime Minister did not give them any attention. They saw that side is no-go area, just like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was no-go area until they find a way to kidnap him. So they now try to kidnap Mazi Simon Ekpa. No way. They try with normal extradition. It didn't work because the Finland told them that he has never committed any offense known to law for us to hand him over to you. What he's fighting for is his right, his freedom, is his inalienable right to fight for his freedom. So therefore, he has never committed any offense. So they have seen that it is impossible to extradite the Prime Minister through legal means. They tried extraordinary rendition, it's not working. They tried sending kidnappers, it didn't work. They tried sending suicide bomber, it didn't work. Now they are tired. So what have they decided to do? They have decided to use this enormous pressure to pressurize Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to drop the Biafra agitation. Now, this pressure is coming in this form. They gathered these Southeast politicians and the Ohaneze Ndioshi criminals, gathered and decided what to do. They said, listen, I have gotten to that very climax. They said to themselves, since we cannot stop these young boys, these youths, these young boys from fighting the establishment, from fighting the system, since it is glaring that we cannot stop them from fighting the system, let us utilize this opportunity. Let us turn it into our own favor. Listen, my people. Like as I said before, what I'm explaining today, I've never explained it before. What they are saying now, what they have decided, said to themselves, is that since we can't stop them, let us turn the situation into our favor. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is now in our own hand. He's with us here. Let us first of all leave the one that called himself Simon Ekpa, since we cannot reach him. Let us focus on Nnamdi Kanu that is with us. Let us, since he has suffered for 3 years, he has smelled iron for 3 years, let us use this opportunity to turn the whole situation into our own favor. What are they looking for? Now, they want to use Nnamdi Kanu to hold the Zoo federal government to ransom. Pay very good attention, my people. I have not started playing the video because this explanation is very, very paramount. So they want to use Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to hold the federal government to ransom in order to give them what they want. So, in fact, the Southeast politicians and Ohaneze criminals want to use the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They want to use one stone to buy two birds. Very important. Listen. Now, they want to use Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to normalize their own situation and write their name in the good book of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and then use the same opportunity to hold the federal government of the Zoo to ransom. Because how are they going to use the situation of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to normalize their own situation, to write their own names in the good books of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Somebody's asking if this is live. This is live. Today's date is 7th of July, 2024. Now, how do they want to achieve this? They want to achieve this by persuading Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to accept the political solution and drop Biafra agitation, get freed, and compensation that runs in millions of dollars. Now, as if that is not enough, this one is from the Southeast politicians and Ohaneze criminals. Get compensated with millions of dollars. Now, after convincing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to get this, and it's not going to come by mere conviction, they are coming with threat. That's why I told you they are coming with enormous pressure. Pay attention. They are going to threaten Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Should you refuse our offer, we are going to tell the federal government of the Zoo to put you in a very serious and severe condition that you cannot even afford to accept. The condition you are going to see yourself will be unacceptable to your own body and your flesh. And they are going to tell Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we are going to abandon you. We will abandon you. They will tell Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that this is the only opportunity that you have to accept our offer and be free. If you fail to accept this offer, we will abandon you and you will suffer. And you are not going to see anybody, any so-called stakeholders. Whenever you hear critical stakeholders, they are talking about the criminals. They are thieves. You are not going to see any thief again soliciting for your release. Listen and listen very, very good, my people. I'm telling you the pressure, the threat that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is going to receive moving forward. And that threat has already started. As I'm talking to you right now, that threat has started. Anytime you hear anybody went to visit Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that is the threat. But they are starting again with the promises and trying to convince Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to accept their offer. So when the serious threat begins, I will let you know that the threat has started. I will come here and tell you that the main threat now has started. Right now, what they are doing now is using all kinds of mechanism to try and convince Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because they believe that if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is released, he's able to stop us and stop Mazi Samanekpa from fighting for Biafra again. Now, do you know what is going to happen? After the threat, during that threat, it is either Mazi Nnamdi Kanu accepts it or he leaves it. That's why I told you it is coming in two different ways. If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu accepts it, then the chaos which I talked about, is that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will now come out and start fighting us, because we will never accept to drop Biafra. I want you to pay attention and follow. Even if I don't play a video that I wanted to play, I will be okay after this broadcast. Now, the chaos which is going to delay, pay very good attention, the chaos which is going to delay the Biafra from coming is that we are going to enter into another war again, which is different from the battle of liberation. Because there will be loyalists who will follow what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is going to say. When I say loyalists, I'm talking about men on ground, not even on media. I personally have sworn that I will never fight or antagonize or attack Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I have sworn. That is for me. That is my personal opinion. But there will be loyalists. Who will fight against those who still want to be free, who don't want political solution. So it's going to do what? The chaos will cause delay to what we are doing. So that is only if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu dances to their tone, which is not coming, which is not happening. Now, if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu defeats the pressure of accepting their useless political solution, which means Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will still stand on Biafra or nothing, then they will tell Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you are going to rot in jail. That is going to be their final word to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Now, after that, they will now go and tell the federal government, Tinubu and co., to suffer Mazi Nnamdi Kanu the more. To suffer him the more. Now, the second stone The second stone, which these politicians and Ohanese criminals want to use to buy the stone, the second bed, yes, the second bed, that the politicians and Ohanese Ndioshi want to use to buy. Wants to use, how will I put it? The second bed that the politicians and the Ohanese want to buy with the same stone. Yes, that is the right word. The second bed that they want to buy with the same stone is to use that same opportunity, because the federal government of the zoo as it stands right now is panicking. Let me make this clear. The federal government of the zoo is panicking over the Biafra issue. If you are not aware, I want you to know it today. I'm not talking about the Southeast politicians now. The federal government of the zoo, controlled by the Fulani, is panicking over the Biafra issue. In fact, it is the biggest headache to the federal government of the zoo. It is the biggest headache to the army of the zoo. It is the biggest headache to the police of the zoo. It is the biggest headache to every politician all across the zoological republic. Both local level, those operating in the local level, and those operating in the federal level. Biafra exodus, Biafra liberation is the biggest headache to the politicians in the zoo today. So now, and the Southeast politicians and the Ohanese criminals are aware that the Biafra liberation, Biafra exit, is the biggest headache to the federal government. So they now want to utilize the opportunity to antagonize the federal government, to hold the federal government to ransom. I want you to follow. Pay very good attention. This is very, very important. So they want to use this opportunity, which is the second bed that they want to buy with one stone. They want to use this opportunity to hold them to ransom, so that the federal government of the zoo will be able to do their bidding. And P2B is being positioned. P2B has been positioned to play the biggest role. Listen and listen very, very attentively, my people. They all have positioned P2B to use him and play the biggest role. Now, what are these things the Igbo politicians and the Ohanese criminals want to achieve? As they have noticed that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a menace, is a very big headache to the zoo government, and Biafra exit is the biggest issue at the moment right now in the zoo. So they want to use Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to negotiate the Igbo political agenda in the zoological republic. So now, if they manage to convince Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they will now be on the higher, they will have the upper hand. Listen, I know they are listening right now, because now we have over 1,000 something listening. So one of them is here. Now, if they manage to negotiate with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and succeed, which they have failed already before taking up the journey, that one I can tell them for free. Now they will be on the higher side. They will have the upper hand when negotiating with the federal government. What they want to negotiate with the federal government is this. Listen, we have managed to convince this man, Muhammadia, this young man, to drop these Biafra matters on one condition. That the Igbo people are crying that their own issues are not being considered in the zoo. Are you willing to do this and that for us so that Biafra agitation will end? The federal government will ask them, what do you want? Because they know, the Igbo politicians are aware that the zoo called Nigeria is feeding from Biafra land. They know. So the Biafra people can decide to cut it off. Now they will tell the federal government, they will list all their demands to the federal government of the zoo. They are going to list all their demands, everything they want, which includes allocations, more ministerial positions, and above all, the biggest target is 2027 presidency of Mr. Peter Obi. Now, that is the that is now, in fact, this is what is on table. I know if they are listening to me now, they will be mad. They will be asking, who told this man our plan? They'll be asking themselves. It is no longer plan because it's already in the public. I'm telling the Ohanese criminals, I'm telling the Igbo politicians, it is no longer a secret because it is now in the public. They want to use one stone to buy two birds at the same time. Now, on our own side, we have sworn never in any way pay attention to anybody that says something contrary to the total freedom of the Biafran people. That is where Mazi Samenekpa stands. That is where Biafra Unite stands. That is where Biafra Government in Exile stands. That is where Biafra Liberation Army stands. That is where every genuine Biafran who have voted for Biafra referendum stand. Every genuine Biafran who has voted for Biafra referendum and those who are still going to vote during this second phase and third stage of the Biafra referendum, that is where we all stand. Total freedom, because we have gone beyond, we have crossed the Rubicon. So, the problem they have now, the main problem that they have now, is how to convince Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to accept this their devilish offer. That is the biggest problem. They can manage to convince the Zoo government, they can manage to convince the Fulani government, fine. In as much as Fulani keep on making the oil, in as much as they still maintain their oil wells in Biafra land, they can easily manipulate them, they can easily do whatever, negotiate whatever. It doesn't change anything. Tinubu himself will agree. But the main problem is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And the only thing, let me say this today, the only thing that the Zoo government wants to hear before they release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will end the Biafra agitation. That is the only thing. The Zoo is not even ready to listen. All this security thing they are talking about, the Zoo doesn't care about that. Sit at home you are talking about is not the main thing that the Zoo wants to hear now. The main thing the Zoo wants to hear is that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has accepted to drop the Biafra agitation. And now, the problem there is this. The Southeast politicians and the Ohanese criminals cannot manage to offer that to the federal government of the Zoo. Because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, from beginning, when I explained to you the evil in the port of political solution, that was in 2021. When I told you, I got an information, intel, authentic one, the true meaning, the four agendas of political solution, I told you it is dead and buried. So, and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu still stand there till tomorrow. So there's a problem. There is a very big problem. Now, let us start with this video and dissecting this, their statement and whatever, rubbish they want to, bring out there to confuse the gullible. Now, let's watch and let's possible. If you haven't liked or shared the broadcast, I don't know what you are waiting for. Those of you watching on YouTube, please share it on Twitter, share it on Facebook. If you're watching from Facebook, please share on Facebook, share it everywhere, because I want more people to join this very live presentation. Very, very, very important. Now let's move.
Chief, what sort of political agreement do you think could be reached, with the federal government, between Kanu and the federal government, to secure his release?
Yeah, the political agreement we are looking at is where the federal government will understand that Nnamdi Kanu is like, they're looking at Nnamdi Kanu represents what is happening in the southeast of Nigeria. It represents the agitation by the whole youth of the southeast. It represents the level of unemployment. It represents the marginalization of the people of the Igbo. It represents how people are aggrieved about what is happening in Nigeria, how the Igbos are treated. So when we're talking about political solution now, it's how to bring to an end some of this all this injustice that are meted to the Igbo. We're talking about political solution. We're talking about how there will be equity in Nigeria. How the Igbo will always get their turn in all circumstances that are affecting Nigeria. How Nigeria will remember that Igbos were the founding fathers of this country. And ever since then, we have been part of building the country. Everywhere you find us, they are trying to develop for the group of this country. It is the kind of political solution we are looking at. When Nigeria will understand, or people will understand that Igbos are so sidelined by their lives, maltreated, and suffer all forms of injustice and exclusion from the federal government. So that's the political solution. So when you understand it and begin to assuage people and begin to correct some of this in the past, and they will calm the nerves, and some of these agitations will reduce. So that's what we are looking at when we talk about political solution.
Now, first and foremost, I want you to understand that the person who is speaking is called Alex Ogbonnia. Alex Ogbonnia is the National Secretary of Publicity Secretary of Ohaneze Criminals. Alex Ogbonnia is the National Secretary, Publicity Secretary of Ohaneze Criminals. He is the one talking. So, meaning that he is speaking on behalf of Ohaneze Ndigbo. He's not speaking as a person. I don't know if he's the one that alleged sometime in the past, couple of weeks ago, that they want to kidnap him. I don't know. Somebody alleged. Can you let me know in the comment section if you have an idea, if you have any idea of what I'm talking about? Somebody alleged sometime in the past, couple of weeks ago, that some people are threatening to kidnap him. Some people. I don't know if it's this man or someone else. Thank you, Anna. Thank you, Anna, for sharing on X. God bless you. Now, this man called Alex Ogbonnia, the National Publicity Secretary of Ohaneze Criminals, speaking on behalf of Ohaneze Ndigbo, said that the political solution that they are looking for, let me play that again.
The agreement we are looking at is where the federal government will understand that Nnamdi Kanu is like, they're looking at Nnamdi Kanu represents what is happening in the southeast of Nigeria. It represents the agitation by the whole youth of the southeast. It represents the level of unemployment. It represents the marginalization of the people of the Igbo. It presents how people are aggrieved about what is happening in Nigeria, how the Igbos are treated.
Now, before this man continues, I want to send a message to every Ohanese criminal and evil politicians that look, the Biafra agitation, Biafra liberation has absolutely nothing to do with this your so-called marginalization anymore. It has nothing to do with marginalization. I want to say this because if I will say, if I want to be truthful to myself, if I really want to be truthful to myself, there is no any part of the zoological republic as it stands today that the people, I'm not talking about the development, I'm talking about the people. There is no part of the zoo today that people are not being marginalized. I'm talking about people. I'm not talking about development, because if you are talking about development, there is no development in the zoo. Apart from Lagos State and Abuja. Tell me again, what development are we talking about? All these nonsense towns. You want to talk about cities? Do we have cities in the zoo? Apart from even Lagos itself, Lagos is Soronifa. When you talk about cities, it is only those who have not seen things. When you travel from village to Lagos, hey, I have seen cities, Ifo flyover, Ifo Third Mainland Bridge, hey, city, flyover. No. Please, when you stop hearing my voice, let me know in the comment section. Do not hesitate to let me know so that I can refresh my system. If my voice stop coming out, please let me know in the comment section so that I can be able to refresh my system. So, when we talk about marginalization, can you hear my voice, please? Is my voice coming out, please? If my voice is coming out, let me know. Let me know in the comment section, please. If my voice is coming out, please let me know in the comment section. Very, very important. So, now, when we talk about marginalization, apart from development that we see in Lagos State, the development we see in Abuja, tell me which other place that you can tell me now that the federal government is this and that. Everybody is feeling the marginalization. The Yorubas are feeling the marginalization. The Hausas are feeling the marginalization. The other small ethnic groups in the northern part of the zoo are feeling marginalization. The Igbo people are feeling the marginalization. Everybody is feeling marginalized in the damnable zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom, Nigeria. And who are the people marginalizing us? The politicians. The politicians are marginalizing us. Because if the governors who collect the, the monthly allocation from Abuja are using that same allocation to bring development in their various states, no state will be talking about marginalization. No ethnic group will be talking about marginalization. So, for the fact that they collect this allocation and share it within themselves, that means everybody is marginalized. As long as you are not a government official, you are not among the politicians who share this cake, you are being marginalized. It is normal. It is very, very normal. So we are not fighting because of marginalization. If it's for marginalization, then everybody will be fighting at the same time. We are fighting for self-preservation. We are fighting against extermination. We are fighting to live. We are fighting against the Fulani incursion of our land. The invasion of Fulani into our land, the invasion of our land, the desecration of our holy land is what we are fighting against, not for marginalization. So let's continue.
When we're talking about political solution now, it's how to bring to an end some of this all this injustice that are meted to the people. We're talking about political solution. We're talking about how there will be equity in Nigeria. How the people always get their turn in all circumstances that affect.
Did you hear that? Did you get that? Pay attention. Pay attention.
How the people always get their turn in all circumstances that are affecting Nigeria.
Did you hear that? How the Igbos will get their turn in every circumstances affecting the Zoological Republic. How the Igbos will get their turn. I have another video that I'm going to play because I will send a message. I will send a very important message to Nigerians. Those that believe that they are Nigerians, I will send a message to them. So this man said, Ohaneze Ndigbo and other politicians said, they want to negotiate. If you did not understand it, let me explain it to you. The Ohaneze criminals and Igbo political, jobbers said that they want to use Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to negotiate how the Igbo people will get their turn of presidency. How the Igbo people will get their share in terms of slots in the government, in terms of ministerial job, in terms of appointment, being involved in the cabinet. When during Buhari, I don't know about now. During Buhari, they used to have a security meeting, national security meeting. No Igbo man will be there. That thing happened throughout 8 years of Buhari regime. So this man want Igbo, not this man, Ohaneze Ndioshi and Igbo governor, Igbo politicians want Igbos to be slaughtered, to be included in the government of the zoo. And how it started and how it ended. Now, are you aware that after NSAS, are you aware that there was another protest called immediately after NSAS? It didn't take up to 1 or 2 months. Are you aware that there was another protest called again to continue from where they stopped during the NSAS? And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu stood against it and told all Biafrans never to join that very protest. Are you aware of it?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know the reason why he did so?
Because of the fallout of what happened in the first protest.
Because of the fallout. What can you mention the real reason?
Because Biafrans were blamed of the thing. Even when the Yoruba, most of the people that invaded the Oba's palace were Yorubas. They were even speaking Yorubas, but eventually people turned it around and said they were Igbos. That was part of this. So that was one of the reasons. I know all of this.
Not one of the that.
They will know that I'm not going to do that. How I will always believe now. It's also from America. I believe after December 2nd. This I will get matter and that's what I have to say. Thank you so much, brother. Right on.
Thank you, Mazi. Thank you, King Gamuka, for coming. God bless you. All right, Rastafari.
Yes,
please grab the microphone. Go ahead and let us do it, and then call it a day. Go ahead, please.
Oh, okay. I just fixed a different device. I don't know if it was from my computer. Yeah, my brother. Well done. Well done. There's a whole lot of things to deal with. First of all, I have to deal with the unity beggars. Ohaneze them. And I want to, because you don't have a lot of time, I just want to be I want to use my God heart for them, because they are so shaken, because they know, say, the zoo is gone, but they cannot come openly and say it obviously. Because as you rightfully said, they're pretending that our prime minister is not there. They are pretending. But, they cannot wish him away. And they know that it's not easy. They know that we are gone. So what I want to tell them is that Biafra is for betterment of the whole Africa, as you said, and even beyond. If I break down details, it will even benefit the white people, because majority of the people are actually zombies. They don't know what is happening, because the percentage of those who are dealing with the colonial power, they are not plenty, and they've been working for ages. You know what I mean? So what I'm telling the contraption, the zoo, is just that it's going to benefit them all. And as for these so-called politicians, the so-called leaders that we know that they are not leading us, they are just slaves of the terrorists, who are just they are under siege, they are under hostage. That's the right word, hostage. They cannot say what they know. You see now, everybody starts saying that the marginalization and all those things, and the whole truth that Nnamdi Kanu stands for, which is what we all stand for. They know it, but they cannot say it. Now, none of them can mention that in as much as the Zoo, the Fulani, and the Fulani, who is the indirect rule of Britain through the Fulani. So directly with them is Fulani we have. But Fulani, for them, the most important thing for them is that dream of their great-grandfather Uthman Danfodio. And they say from time to time, and even Atiku, when he was campaigning, had to go to the tomb of the man. And they know it very well, but they are even so scared of saying it, because Islam reigns with fear. Islam flourishes with fear. And without lies, Islam cannot succeed. So now that these people are even working with those who want to go carry suicide bomber, showing that they are literally now participating in jihadism. So anybody who is talking everything they are talking, they don't mention this thing that is so dear to their heart. Something that if somebody plays with cartoon of Muhammad in Norway, they will start killing our people in the zoo, and nobody talks. So if they are not talking about this jihad aspect, they have not started. So now, I'm just telling them, because we are going to show them that they are also victims of the Quran, victim of Islam, who tells you that because our flag is actually the first ever and the only actually Pan-African flag from Marcus Garvey. So this means now, Marcus Garvey told us all to study race first. So what we are defending is for the black race, and those people who are thinking that they are good Islams and they're better than Saudi Arabia. The Islam tell them that God created black people from the left side of Adam, and they are going to hell. So as a Pan-Africanist, as a Garveyite, I cannot fall under that particular nonsense. I just mentioned one thing, but a lot of things. That is a very racial sect, so to say, and cult, actually. So this is one thing that these people don't know, but I'm trying to let them know that at the end of the day, they will be very, very grateful for Biafra. And for these political unity beggars, what they don't know is that with the president sitting there talking about, these people are buying time to fulfill their 1804 agenda that they started long time. So, and how patient and how diligent they are dealing with it, they don't care. People who've been fighting for something since 1804 and still telling you tomorrow that they want to leave the Quran in the Atlantic, and they never open their mouth, say it, because they are slaves of them. And this is what the Quran directed them. He said that anyone, just like Ahmad Bello said you have to make them work on contract. So they will do all the biddings of these people. They don't talk about it. I'm now talking about the people who are talking about protest. Whatever they do, you and Erasmus are saying the same thing actually at the end of the day. Whatever they do, but we know say if they will come to the level of the real revolution, I tell you, all of them will be pushing for Biafra because they know if Biafra comes, all this what I'm saying will just happen for them all.
Exactly.
And they will not go. Yeah. So because Biafrans already can tell you, my brother, you're not going to even worry for this. This is what you are saying, but you are warning them ahead of time. But you know, say, was it at the end of the year that people were trying to protest and Biafrans didn't join them? You notice our prime minister told them, say, make them no join. Biafrans know, even those who don't even follow in the agitation, they just leave them. Instead, what they do, they go to eat their open salad. So anything what they do, if the zoo people get their sense intact and realize say all these people want to they want to annihilate them and take their indigenous lands, they will wake up very well and they will do the right thing. Whatever they do, it will favor us. Whether they sleep, it will favor us. Because now Biafra, they set the pace. And our prime minister is an athlete. Our prime minister, you know, they accelerate. You know, they think about stopping. And you know, say, I tell them one day, if you be athletes, I'm not the athlete, but I don't listen to people who be saying them be athletes. If they see the finishing line, if they see the if they see the target, the end line, they're not going to even conceive what I not say they think to conceive the idea of breaking. All what they think is accelerating until when they pass the stop line. Now that place, then go even start conceiving the idea of whether to start breaking or not. You know, so they don't stop. So all this thing where they talk now they are Biafra would on a different level. And then as you they talk, say whether Biafra, so other people don't know whether we are created different. All the situation, my brother, built us up for the whole thing. Where you know today, your history, everything was around you, build you and cooked you for this moment. Prepared you for this moment. Your resilience and everything you have is the situation of your surroundings. Because I say that, how did I say it? Beyond didn't do when I may we more, oh, I natural jab okay more, okay more. Then I tell them, say, all whoever really wanna. No, surely gonna know, yes. Set apart territory, sacred territory, Ola territory, Kodesh Kedus, I, Eben Sochi Uchi, Ochineke Mel, put you in this particular place where you did, and this is your good job where they do. Because I say, as I was listening to you now, I say that you are listening to Ordinary. How did I do it? Because sometimes the thing they come, we must need each and other. But it's the same when it happen. But make a do them. Now make it listen. I say, you are listening to Ordinary. Matakwana Henine Dinawa. You are listening to Ordinary. Remember everything Ordinary. Biafra unite, working day and night. Shining the Biafra light that Biafra must unite. Top-notch analysis, yes. Analysis, we hear truthful policies, yes. Policies, true Biafra quality, exposing government media and politics, yeah. Starts with Martin Namdekano, spirit of a warrior. Start with Simon Epa, spirit of warrior. Bridgie, oh yeah, warrior. Bridgie Media, warrior. BLA, warrior. BRF, warrior. We are listening to Ordinary. We are listening to Ordinary. Biafra unite. Walking day and night. Shining Biafra light that Biafra must unite. That's how we start, my brother, because
oh my God, go. I will
my brother, they don't want to hear the name of Biafra. For them is a scary name, Biafra. I love this very name, Biafra, 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 Biafra. Most High gods are blessed, Biafra. Chukwokika Biama blessed, Biafra. Conscientiousness blessed, Biafra. Yeah, remember them again. Started in 1804 by Uthman Danfodio. Rename go beer to so go to Dynamic Boo. Amado no see how they massacre the house, my brother. Make I not keep you off. We'll go continue next time. Keep it running and rolling. Fire burning non-stop. That's
Thank you.
Yeah?
Thank you. Wow. What a conversation. What a time. What a time with my beloved people of Biafra and rounding it up with Raz. Wow. Rounding it up with Raz, with that beautiful piece of song. I'm going to cut it out and use it as part of my jingles moving forward. All right, somebody is requesting for my WhatsApp number. You can see it on your screen, but I will no longer receive call. We are done for today. The WhatsApp number is on your screen for any Biafra-related information. Not for personal discussion. I don't have time to have any personal discussion with anybody. This very WhatsApp number is strictly for Biafra-related information. That's all. Biafra-related matters. Please, you can see the number on your screen. Thank you so much for listening, my wonderful people of Biafra all over the world. May God, in His infinity mercy, bless every one of you listening to me right now from where you are. May God bless Mazinam Dekanu, bless Mazi Simon Ekpa, bless all members of the Biafra Republic government in exile. Bless and protect our men on ground, the Biafra Defense Forces, wherever they are. And of course, those of you who are supporting this very quest for Biafra restoration, I pray that whatsoever you lay hand upon, that thou shalt prosper. You will never lack. You will never lack. As long as you keep supporting this very liberation movement, everything you touch will be turned into gold. And those of you who wish to support, but you don't have the funds, you don't have the capacity, you don't have the resources to support, I pray that God opens your way for you to be able to support financially. Let me make this very, very clear before we round up, that we already have men on ground. We already have men who are ready to do everything humanly possible to eradicate the terrorists of the zoo. What we need is to keep on supplying them with every single thing that they need. Everything, Igwe. We need to supply them with Igwe 247. Na fakwesi di na enweta Igwe. Anyị na-eji na-akụ na agba mbọ na-akụsizu Igwe ike. Ekwesịrị na-akụzu Igwe na-akụsizu Igwe ike, whichever way they come from. We're supposed to have air system. We're supposed to have air defense system. We're supposed to have every single thing. If we want to declare Biafra on 2nd of December and restore Biafra that same December, because declaration is different and restoration, not restoration, freedom, actual freedom is different. We are going to declare Biafra. In our mind, we are free, but we now need to be free based on borders and boundaries between Biafra and Nigeria. So for that to happen as quick as possible within that same December period, we need to match the zoo bomber to bomber. We need to have all the defense system. We need both air system and otherwise. In any way, we need to have all the machines that we need. That means we are going to be, that means the international community will be recognizing us that same December by the time after the declaration on the 2nd. So what we need is machine. And how do we get this machine? Through our support. through our support, financial support. I love what the Netherlands did the other day by challenging the United States of America, and I'm still calling other countries to join into that very challenge, because through that kind of challenge, we can be able to raise reasonable amount of money to defend our land. I'm calling every other countries to join the queue to continue with this challenge in order for us to be buoyant enough to defend our land. Thank you so much, all Biafrans listening to me. May God bless you all. I pray in the name of Chukwu Okike Abiama bi n'eluigwe. Ise.